There, I want to ask you because from your vice president, J.D. Vance, said that the message is pretty clear: the drug trafficking must stop. So, was this operation a message that you're sending to Mexico, to Claudia Sheinbaum, the president there?
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico.
And what he just said, he's not lying. He's 100% correct. The cartel is running Mexico. And I almost feel like she's a hostage in a sense. She cannot say anything bad about the cartel. She can't ask for President Trump's help. She can't do anything because what often happens is that they assassinate their leaders. I know recently they assassinated the mayor. He was trying to be similar to the next El Salvador president, Bukele. And they assassinated this guy in broad daylight. And I believe his family was right there because he was trying to crack down on a cartel. And a lot of people think that it's just the Biden administration allowed so many people to enter the country. You also got to remember that the Mexico did nothing to stop it. I heard they were giving rides to the border, like helping people get to the border. They didn't. It was almost like an invasion. It was an invasion. When you have approximately, I'm hearing 20 to 30 million people enter a country, that is an invasion. And if President Trump goes into Mexico in a similar way like he did Venezuela, it's going to be a lot worse. I think it's going to be real chaos.
And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, she is. No, she's very, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico.
He said it. She's frightened. She is very frightened. She's scared to death. She can't. Yeah, as long as she's like a hostage. I think they're probably tapping the phones. They know it's like they have somebody. She's not running it. She's not running that country. She's a puppet. They probably got her, family as hostages. I don't know if she has kids either, but they got her entire family, and she understands that if she does anything that any signal to signal help from the U.S., she's done. Everybody's done.
And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, Mr. President. No, please. So we have to do something because we lost the...
Why did he do the voice? Like he's literally saying what she said when they were having a conversation. He's like, no, Mr. Like she doesn't want the help because she understands that if she asks for help, she's putting it's unfortunate, her entire family at risk. And it's almost like a death sentence. And this time around, it's fine. Finally, we have a president that can do something about the cartel because so many Americans, they get, they go off on these different adventures in Mexico and they end up dead.
Real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. They like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people. And we lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada too, by the way, in case you don't know. But they come in through the southern border, and something's going to have to be done with Mexico.
Why did you decide to do this morning?
Are you talking about calling you people or the guy?
No, taking.
I'm not sure which is worse. If you want to know the truth. I'm calling you. I haven't spoken to anybody else because Charlie Hurd has been a great friend of mine for a long time. He was with me when it was not fashionable.
Yeah.
And those are the people I like. He was with me, Charlie, when
Well,
it
I'm
was
very
not
grateful.
at all fashionable. So that's the reason I'm doing this. And your show is great. You're
I'm
doing a
very
great
grateful
job.
to
What
you.
a good team.
But
You have
I
a
meant,
great
why
team.
did you make the decision to take out Maduro this morning? And what was Maduro doing when our guys came in on him?
So we were going to do this 4 days ago, but the weather was not perfect. The weather has to be perfect. And we had just the perfect weather. We had, very good. A little bit few more clouds than we thought, but it was good. We waited 4 days. We were going to do this 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. And then all of a sudden it opened up and we said go. And I'll tell you, it was just amazing. And what was he doing? He was in a very highly guarded, like a fortress, actually. He was in a fortress. That we had nobody killed was amazing. I think we had nobody killed, I have to say, because a couple of guys were hit, but they came back and they're supposed to be in pretty good shape. But that we had nobody killed, that we lost no aircraft, everything came back. We got it all back. One of them was hit pretty hard, but a helicopter, but we got it back. But it just was the right time to do it. We had to do it because it's a war. We're losing 300,000 people a year. We don't lose that much in a war. Okay, if you look, and we had to do it. But he was in a house that was more like a fortress than a house.
The Trump administration planning a new mission to target drug cartels in Mexico. This is all according to 4 current and former U.S. officials familiar with that effort. The operation would include American troops and intelligence officers on the ground striking drug labs and cartel leaders south of the border. This would essentially open a new front.
So it's real. Mexico's next. And they can't stand a chance against the U.S. military. I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time, and it's finally here. Because you got to understand, these cartels, they're some dangerous people. And they're finally going
in the president's military campaign against cartels, which is thus far focused on strikes against alleged drug-carrying boats. Well, on Saturday, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth announced what appears to be the 15th boat strike in the Caribbean. Following all of this, Courtney Cuban, our NBC News senior national security correspondent, who joins us more with this exclusive reporting. Courtney, first off, excellent job in this reporting and getting these details to us. We know that, the early training for this potential mission is already underway. So what else would the operation essentially include more broadly?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, Morgan, this would be primarily U.S. military, specifically from Joint Special Operations Command, combined with CIA intelligence officers. So the mission itself would be under what's known as Title 50. That's an intelligence-driven.
See, South America is on high alert right now. Colombia, of course, Venezuela, Mexico, especially Mexico. I knew they were going in, but I didn't think it was going to be so soon. And he's not playing. He wants to eradicate all the drugs coming into the country, regardless of whether you believe it's for the oil or it's a bigger play. It's always, finance behind it in some form. Of course, you got to pay the men and women that, fight for this country, but it's been long overdue. And finally, you got a president with some balls that's about to do something about it. Because the way or the direction the country was going in, it wasn't as sustainable. But finally, they're going after all these cartels. I applaud them.
operation. So rather than necessarily being under the command of a military officer, it'd be an intelligence official or intelligence professional who would be running this mission. But what's really notable about this new planning is it would be largely the U.S. military and these intelligence officials using drones to target drug labs, cartel members, cartel leadership. And some of those operations could entail United States military being on the ground in Mexico to carry those out. Now, as you mentioned, this is in the planning stages now. The president still has not given the final go ahead for this, but the fact that they are planning for this is also notable here. At this point, nothing is imminent.
And I think Mexico, especially the president, she wants it. She can't come out and actually say, hey, I would like the United States help. Of course not, because she knows what will happen. But, military boots on the ground, that's great.